This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. Tribal leaders urged U.S. lawmakers to protect the Greater Chaco Canyon region in New Mexico from development. The House Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources held a field hearing Monday in Santa Fe after some lawmakers toured the area over the weekend. Leaders from Pueblos and the Navajo Nation testified about the sacred land and cultural resources in the area, which they say are threatened by oil and gas development. The hearing followed the recent announcement by a group of New Mexico lawmakers on legislation to prevent leasing within a 10-mile radius zone. Tribal leaders say they support the Chaco legislation and also called for meaningful government-to-government consultation. Lawmakers at the hearing, including New Mexico Congresswoman Deb Haaland, vowed to continue to work on protecting the area. The U.S. Supreme Court Monday declined to hear a case involving a drug patent and the St. Regis Mohawk tribe. In 2017, Allegren transferred patents for a dry eye medicine to the New York tribe to use its status as a sovereign nation, but it was challenged. Courts invalidated the patents, prompting the appeal. The tribe saw the deal as an economic boost. Critics saw it as a way for drug giants to avoid competition from generics. The Peninsula Daily News reports a Native American health bill in Washington state is headed to the governor's desk. The legislation seeks to improve health care for Native people in the state. It would establish an advisory council for the governor and seeks funding for health services. The South Dakota Humanities Council has selected its first tribal author for this year's reading program, a collection of 3 Lakota creation stories written and voiced in both Lakota and English for second graders across the state for summer reading. China Lockett has more.
Tatanka is the first of 3 books in the collection, Tatanka and Other Legends of the Lakota People. It was written by 8 Lakota people in South Dakota. Donald Montello illustrated the children's book, then wrote and illustrated 2 accompanying books, Tashunka and Muskrat and Skunk. Montello is the author selected for young readers' one book in South Dakota.
That's our aim, to give every second grader in South Dakota a book. So the summer read program is going to be my book. We'll distribute them in May to second graders that we can, and then in the fall we will gather them all again at the South Dakota Book Festival, and I'll do a presentation there. There'll be third graders then, and we'll have all the third graders come and see how they enjoyed the summer read program.
The collection is being accompanied by an audiobook read in Lakota so children can hear what the language sounds like.
That means, see, when Mother Earth was young, all things on her surface were learning their place.
Angus Gay is reading the translations. She also translated text for 2 of the 3 books in the collection. Lakota is Gay's first language. She says introducing these stories into the South Dakota school system will help pass the language on to future generations.
Lakota people are everywhere, and they should have that in every school so they don't forget. Once they move to the city or wherever, they tend to forget their language, and most of them don't speak it now, so they have to be taught.
Gay says it's good for non-Lakota people to learn the language as well. Tatanka and Other Legends of the Lakota People is available to elementary schools all across the state. For National Native News, I'm China Lockett in Rapid City.
And I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
For Native Americans affected by domestic violence, the Strong Hearts Native Helpline offers peer-to-peer support and resources. It's safe, confidential, and toll-free at 844-7-NATIVE. Program support by the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center.
My day one.
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 Day one. Telling inspiring stories of alcohol recovery. Recovery works. Hope starts here. Go to recoveralaska.org to learn more.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.